Mega Gardevoir and Tapu Lele, Marshadow versus Shiny and Mega Ray, and I get redemption or humiliation against a familiar deck. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel, and I just want to apologize for not streaming yesterday. I had a CrossFit competition. It was all day, and after that I went out and had, went and drank, had some fun with my friends, and today was a rough day, so apologize for not streaming. I am going to stream later tonight, probably going to be doing The Last of Us, but probably won't be streaming Pokemon Duel until this weekend. Now, before we get into today's episode, there are two things I want to address. Remember, the matches are in the description below if you just want to skip everything. First, what is the best 1-2 punch? The best two figures that synergize well with each other? Because I want to try something. I want to create a deck and try to get wins off of two figures. I only want like two figures that really synergize well. Is that like Tapu Lele and Neb, or Tapu Lele, basically anything with purple, the Marshadow and Lunala. I just want to know, what are your guys' favorite 1-2 punch? Please let me know in the comments below. And the second thing I want to address is we are going to talk about what is going to be coming up. I believe this image was tweeted by Asian Poke. I don't know how true this is, but it looks like we'll be getting a Queen's Cup, and the rewards are going to be Mischievous and Mismagius. Now, Mismagius looks, the wheel, like the base, I think it's just going to be a rare. And if that's the case, that's going to be slightly upsetting. But because we have these new features or new figures, we always do it on this channel. We kind of want to speculate what is going to happen, what their wheels are going to be, what their abilities are going to be. And hopefully this Queen's Cup is like really soon, because the gym was the gym. So let's jump into Mismagius, because we don't really necessarily care about the pre-evolutions. Well, I mean, I guess we do, but if we take a look at Mismagius is a ghost type, and the ability is Levitate. It just basically nullifies any damage by ground attacks. So, I mean, that doesn't pertain to us. The question is, what kind of ability is it going to receive in Pokemon Duel? You know what? I have a question, too. Every new figure we're going to get, everything has to have an ability. So that makes me, want to go back to the ones that were initially released during, the launch that don't have abilities, like Greninja. I think they need to go back and rebuff some figures, man. I tweeted today earlier, Heracross, I want Mega Heracross. I want Heracross to be relevant. I want Bugs to be relevant. I want Heracross to get buffed. We need a rebuffing of all the old figures. But let's take a look at the Pokedex entry. Mismagius, the magical Pokemon. Mismagius, chance, incantations, and while some may cause misery, some give happiness as well. Mismagius, a ghost type. Mismagius appear out of nowhere, chanting spells, chanting curses, and showing terrifying visions. Well, let's take a look at the stats and the attacks. The stats are the special attack, special defense, and speed. So I don't know if it's going to be 3 MP. I'm going to just speculate a 2 MP. Do we have enough ghosts with 3 MP? I mean, we have Marshadow. I don't think this is going to serve as a runner. I think it might be a support mon. So I think it's going to be 2 MP, and the special attack is the highest. So the special attack is what we want to look at to see what's going to be on the wheel. But it looks like this is one of those figures that doesn't learn anything by leveling up. They learn everything by their pre-evolution, because this thing evolves by the Dust Stone. So we actually do have to go back and look at Mischievous. So if we take a look at Mischievous, same thing with Levitate. Take a look at its Pokedex entry, Mischievous, the Screech Pokemon. Mischievous loves being mischievous by pulling people's hair and shocking them. Interesting. What is it that ghost decks are missing? What do you guys think ghost decks are missing? Do you think this is the answer? So if we take a look at their or the abilities, or the stats, kind of similar. Well, pretty much similar, just lower stats. So we gotta look for the special attack. So since it's a ghost typing, the last ghost special attack it learns is Shadow Ball. Do you think that we're going to be getting Shadow Ball? I'm going to predict that it's going to have... I think Shadow Ball is going to be the attack. I don't think it's going to have a gold. I think we have enough gold with ghosts. I think it's going to have some sort of blue that's going to help. I don't know exactly what, but that's my prediction. And I believe it might have Screech. Just like because that's what it does. That's what it says in the entry. So it's, your Pokemon just gains weight similar to the Vibrava. But what can this thing have that's going to make it an easy evolution? That I don't know. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. All right, enough of that. Let's actually jump into today's episode. And like I said, the matches. The first one is going to be featuring Miss D. Vixen, the cat lady herself, and this one is titled Mega Gardevoir and Tapu Lele. Now, when Mega Gardevoir came out, I've been waiting for like a great showcasing. Like, this thing it's very threatening because it can switch and move on the same turn, and I think that's so interesting. So I want to see something that's great. And I look at Vixen's deck. Got 2 Mega Gardevoirs. They got 2 Max Revives, and I don't see a Recycle. So I'm like, what are you gonna do here? Like, once your Gardevoirs run out, what's the purpose? Like, please show me something where you can just move and attack and just do something cool. Well, Vixen does have the Tapu Lele, and if you guys don't recall, Tapu Lele is blue. You may exclude this Pokemon from the duel. If you do, your used plates all return to their unused state. Okay, let's watch how this match unfolds. So the opponent is going to open up with the Fracture, and Vixen is going to counter with the Mystery, or the why am I not getting my Mons right now? But the Mega, or just the Gardevoir. And let's stop and talk about this for a second. Which do you think is the #1 threat? Because obviously people use Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir for its blue to banish. So taking a look at this Dragon deck here with a Sable, I didn't even realize that. What do you guys think the #1 threats are? Obviously, I think the Rayquaza is the #1 threat because of the Mega. And then probably Lucario. I don't think Sableye. Probably these 2, and then Sableye. So it looks like Vixen is just going to cover the goal with Lucario, which I believe the opponent, since they see these as a threat, is going to Mega here. Yeah, it looks like he's only got 1 Meteoric Teachings, though. So, yeah, let's see what happens. He does Meteoric Teachings. You saw him, anytime they go like right here, you know that's exactly what they're going to do the following turn. And they're going to go straight after this Gardevoir. And gets the fly, which is very fortunate. So, but the problem is now Vixen can't really do anything. Vixen has to survive the onslaught of Mega Rayquaza. Gardevoir's gone. Bringing the Lele back. The good thing here is that she does get the Psyshock. So I remember watching this on stream. I was like, please do it now. Take away this man. Use this alien. Vixen, get rid of this Mega Ray, please. That large gold turns to white and lands the teleport. I'm like, that's okay. You're gonna get it. Let's go. Get rid of this threat. Don't even then that means you can use. Then of course that would happen. Like, that's probably when I would have punched something. But if you take this thing away, then you can use your Gardevoirs for the Lucario and then the Sableye, like or something else. So that would have been very beneficial, but unfortunately it didn't happen. It didn't roll in her favor, and I was really upset there. But Vixen here is going to Max Revive. See, I think I would have just DC'd again with the other aliens. What I would have done, because the gold is would still be a white, but she decides not to do that and takes entry point. It's a very fortunate roll. So now Vixen is going to pull out this Mega, hope for the blue, going to attack, I'm guessing, the Ray. That's exactly what she does. And does get the blue. So that is bye-bye. I'm assuming it's going to be the Ray. I watched this match a couple days ago. I can't exactly remember. Yeah, there goes the Ray. Now Vixen's going to DC here and try and get the takeaway on this Altaria. And I don't think the opponent has the Dragon Sphere. But that's such a large miss, and does get the takeaway. That 3-star, that extra star because of Lele. Remember what I asked you earlier. Who's the best 1-2 punch? Lele and anything with purple? Find me a better one. But Vixen here is going to Mega again. Attack the oh, she's not going to attack the Lucario. I think she's going to wait. Does she have a DC? That feels bad. That probably feels really bad. Buff damage from the Gardevoir. No, I guess didn't want to attack on that turn, but attacks the following turn and gets a very unfortunate roll. The Moonblast on the Aura Sphere. And now, and see, that's why I was like, okay, so now, like, she said this was a great showcasing of Mega Gardevoir, and I'm like, you banished one figure. Like, how was that great? Like, at this point, I still wasn't even aware of the Tapu Lele. So it looks like the opponent's going to pull the switch here. I'm not sure why. Oh, just to defend with the Lucario. Very unfortunate. Guillotine on the supers. Anytime the aliens land their white, like, it pisses. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Brings that back and it gets the Gardevoir. See, Vixen knows what she's doing, obviously. And I'm over here just like, I don't know. Because I don't have these figures, I don't run them. But now that she's got both of them back, she's going to advance with that Tapu Lele. And then she banishes. Banishes that Tapu Lele. Now she's got both her Megas back. She's going to go straight after this Altaria. Doesn't land the blue. But it's okay. Not really. Well, it is because, I mean, they are burnt. So Vixen's got one of their Pokemon in her PC and two of their Pokemon in their PC. So she's doing really good. And so she's going to DC here, hopefully landing that blue. But gets the KO here. Doesn't need to reroll. Pokefodder's rule. Don't need to reroll. And that's exactly what she does. But now the Sableye is back on the board. God, not even, like, Lele is just such a great, like, figure. Like, not only do you get your purples get a plus star, but you also get your figures back. Like, Lele is very, very good. Such a great utility figure. And there goes the Lucario. Let's go. Gets the very first roll, but the thing is, because of the Lele banish, she does have all of her plays back, and she does have the double max. So it looks like she's going to open up on the other side. The opponent is going to DC here and try and get rid of it again. But even if they do, they still have another max revive, and they get the Confuse Ray. Trying to get that Shadow Sneak, and does, but that's okay. Vixen, like I said, has one more. And I like the open here. Like, she's actually going to decide to take go for the goal instead, because there's not much anything that the Sableye can actually do. She gets the KO, and now she can pull the Mega. I mean, she's got 7 turns. this Altaria, I like the way she just, like I said, she's no reason to be defensive there. And now the opponent basically is just hoping for a KO here. The opponent has to get a KO. Maybe the final song. But unfortunately, the blue hole lands. And there goes another figure that is banished. So Vixen, GG. GG boys. GG girl. Very well thought out deck. And the opponent, there's absolutely nothing they can do. And just pulls the Mega just to taunt them. I love it. Alright, that was match number 1. The match number 2, this is going to feature me actually. And it's going to be Marshadow versus Shiny and Mega Ray. So I was playing against a Dragon deck, and Dragon decks tend to set up slow. I mean, that's if they're rocking the Dragon Sphere, you have 3 figures that are 1 MP. You kind of have to play your defenses to set up. So because of that, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to rush them. There's nothing they can do to really stop the Marshadow, so I'm going to bring them up forward. And then puts the Lucario on, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna Mega here. I'm going to break G's rule and defend with Lucario. I'm gonna actually be offensive with Lucario because the figure is just so, like, he looks so cool. So I decided not to take the entry point here because the opponent does have the long throw. So I was just trying to get rid of one Ray. So he's gonna move on the Hexorus, and I'm going to DC. I probably should have just taken the entry point. That's probably the better play, but I don't know why. I was just trying to attack that Ray. But he does get the Dragon Claw, and I'm like, oh no, oh no! Please land your Aura Sphere. Let's go. We land the Aura Sphere, and that Hexorus is now gone. And the opponent decides to bring on the Altaria because he needs the Altaria on the board because that's the one that has the Dragon Sphere. That's what enables the Dragons to be 2 MP. D dances Perish Song into my Bullet Punch. Let's go. We don't have to worry about these 2 MP figures or these 2 MP Dragons, but like I said, the opponent still does have the long throw. They still have the Mega Ray. And Mega Ray is 2 MP, so there is still a threat. So I'm going to bring back my Sableye, be defensive, because if he does come at me, I'm going to Mega, and I'm going to try and get that plating on. But yeah, I'm trying to be defensive here. He's going to Mega, and he's not going to go after my Sableye, which is a great play. Get rid of this on the entry point, and let's go. Let's go. Marshadow landing this Shadow Sneak into the fly, and that is such a gratifying feeling. I cannot tell you like how good that actually feels. So I'm going to bring up my my Sableye because I had a feeling the Lucario was going to go after the Marshadow, and I want to still hold down those entry points. So attacks Marshadow, gets the KO on Marshadow, but Sableye is there to back up. We can take the entry point, and that's exactly what I do. And I decide to attack here, although this could have went bad for me. He could have landed the Aura Sphere into my white or my miss. So I definitely probably should not have done that. Yeah, because if he wins that roll, he gets the Bont on the board. I definitely should have just not attacked, but fortunately for me, it was a neutral turn. He's going to attack again. And I get the Shadow Sneak, unfortunately. Because of the Silver Fist, Lucario does not get KO'd by the gold. But we're pretty much set. I'm going to max revive here. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to rush this Dragon User because the goal is to try and surround this Lucario. He attacks again. I get the Confuse Ray. And now I just move up my Marshadow, I think one spot. Yep, threaten this around, and he knows exactly what's going to happen, so he's going to back off. So now I can just kind of start bringing everything on the board. And then my opponent comes up, decides to attack my Marshadow, and Marshadow again with the Shadow Snake into the fly. Let's go. Marshadow coming through, and that is pretty much GG, boys. There's nothing my opponent can do. As soon as they move, I'm going to take the entry point with the Marshadow. So good game to Jive. You're rocking the Dragons. I'm sorry. It's very unfortunate when both Rays run fly or hit fly, but not for me. It's good for me. All right, match number 2. Let's look at match number 3. This was actually in the D-Clan charity tournament too. So my opponent, X Ninja, he's like, hey, I don't know if you like scout out your opponents, which I do not. He's like, can you please not look at my matches? I don't want to spoil anything. I'm running a very interesting deck, a rare original deck that I created. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna rock the same deck that I've been using. You know, I thought about rocking Squared just because this tournament I kind of want to win, but I'm like, it's for charity. I'm trying new decks, so I'm not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna try and counter you because I guess the opponent before him like completely countered this deck. But when I saw this deck, I was like, oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. I hate this deck. If you guys remember, I think it was like 2 videos ago in the Know Your Figures video. This is the same exact deck we played, with the exception of the opponent did not have Naganadal. They had, I believe it was Lucario. I think that's what they had. But when I saw this deck, I was like, Jesus, like, I really don't want to deal with this. Like, Spiritomb is so annoying with the Shaman, the Scoop Ups, and then the Mega Blastoise. So, but the thing is, I played this deck before. I know what I need to do. I know, like, there's not much I can do to survive the Grudge Stone. Like, I already anticipated me getting grudged. But I know this is kind of like how it works. The Mega Blastoise, like, I have to get rid of this Mega Blastoise. So I kind of know how to play this. So will I get redemption or will I get completely humiliated? Let's find out. Open up with Naganadal, and I'm going to basically set up the Shuppet wall here. And now that there's a Blastoise there, I'm like, okay, just please don't. He's not going to attack it. He has nothing cursed. And I decided to DC here, and I just wanted to stop and talk about like how. Well, I think he pulls a switch actually. Okay, it wasn't this play. But the #1 gold attacker in the game lands his gold, and we KO him. I'm like, all right, let's go. Get rid of this threat. We don't have to worry about any switches now. Now we can actually go after this Mega Blastoise. But all right, I'll talk about it next. So he's gonna be a little defensive here, and here is where I make a mistake. I DC, and I'm like, I know Blastoise is a threat. Let's get rid of this Blastoise. He lands his Hydro Pump, and I land my Shadow Sneak. I'm like, all right, well, can we please status it? Like what? I'm gonna roll a miss instead. Like I was very salty there. Like I was super salty, but at the same time I can't be because that was not an intelligent play. Look at my opponent's plays. The only reason why I did not Mega Evolve there is because I was fearing that if I Mega Evolve and I somehow do not get this KO, I think my opponent's just gonna Mega Blastoise and then Turtle Missile. But that's not likely the case because he hasn't even cursed anything. So I definitely should have Mega there. I was too worried about the what ifs, and that's, you guys know that's a problem with me. I think too much. So I definitely and the plating Gnaw, I was like, I'm only saving it for the Mega Blastoise. None of these plates even matter. None of these plates even matter because they're only one turn use. But it was just after that happened, I was like pretty much demoralized. And after that happened, I was like, I should have Mega'd. Why did I not Mega? Now that shifts the entire momentum of this game. So now it brings on this annoying figure. Land the white. That Banette is now cursed. I'm going to bring on... I'm trying to get rid of this thing. Doesn't get the roll. So that's why I moved on my Decidueye. Now he's going to pull his scoop up. Go again on this side. Go after my other Banette. Banette lands a white. Banette is cursed. Oh. Oh, wait. No. Okay. Scoop up again. I don't know why I just didn't rush with my Marshadow. That's probably what I was. I don't know because I'm scared. And he gets my Decidueye. 3 figures are cursed just like that. So now I'm going to bring up Lucario. He brings up his Blastoise. I'm like, okay, now we have to Mega. Since I already messed up, I'm glad he didn't Mega. Now we just have to get rid of this. So let's go, Lucario. Land your purple or your gold into their purple. Well, very unfortunate. And then Mega Blastoise comes. I'm like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm like, really? Like, come on. And he attacks, and he rolls his white on my purple. I'm like, okay. Okay, we're good. We Gucci. Got rid of this threat. I can take the entry point now. Gonna have to... It moves over, which is fine. But, and dude, again. So I max revive here, and let's stop and talk about this. Like, I got to use my Mega Lucario. He basically sat on the goal. I mean, granted, this thing does have one chain on me if we did land the gold into the white. But I definitely should have went after this Aggron. And then Lucario does well against Shaman. So, my idiotic plays, I don't know, playing too scared. So, I missed opportunity there. So now I'm going to Mega here, and I'm just going to try and get rid of this... Spirit Tomb. I can't take the entry point because of the Aggron. But we do get rid of him. And that's what harmed me in this game a lot. I could not get over here. Because of couldn't get over here because I could have the Aggron, and I was afraid because of my my cursed Decidueye. So there's two huge misplays that I did there. Didn't Mega Evolve the Sableye, did not attack the Aggron. It's gonna max revive here. God. Brings this figure on, and of course Marshadow. Like basically 1/3 of the wheel is white, and he lands white. And I have 4 figures. 4 figures that are cursed. I'm gonna pull the Phantom just because I don't know what I'm gonna actually do here. And then at this point I was like, you know what? Let's try and get a KO here. Now I'm like, all right, I think we need to get rid of this thing. Brutal swing. And at this point, I was like, you know what? Like, of course that would happen. Like, of course that would happen because you know why? He's the #1 gold tagger in the game. Like, of course that would happen. But at this point, I'm like, there's not much I can do. He DC's here. Gonna go after my Banette. #1 gold attacker in the game. That's 3 consecutive sucker punches in one match. That's absolutely insane, and 2 of them were in their favor. So there's one. And at that point, I was like demoralized. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm just gonna attack here, and of course, lands the cross counter this time. See you later, Decidueye. Moves up with Naganadel. Attacks my Marshadow. Okay, we got some momentum. But now I'm poisoned. We have to get rid of this Aggron. I've already wasted too much time. Lands a Clutch Protect. Get surrounded. I don't think I have any more maxes. Now he's gonna bring up the Aggron, and I'm just going to my Marshadow can. Marshadow can take out these 2. Well, actually, I'm poisoned, so I think he still can. No, because I'm status. So actually, that's actually benefits. because I'm status, if the... How much does this thing do on the Seed Flare? If there are any poison or noxious Pokemon, this damage is multiplied by the number. Okay, so... I mean, if you land Quick Attack, I guess I can take him out. So I could take both of them out. But he's going to charge me with this. And we get the KO. I'm like, all right, Marshadow, let's go. Is there a comeback? Am I getting redemption? This aggron is gone. Now all we got to do is win these 2 rolls. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go after this Spirit Tomb. And... We don't get it. Now we are going to have to win 3 consecutive rolls in a row. And he gets the curse again. And right now, all momentum is starting to shift. And Ninja is going to go after my Banette. Destiny Bond. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG, boys. Still have a chance to win 3 consecutive rolls, but we missed that roll. The clutch, 3 curses, and then Naganadol with a surround, and I have 2 figures left, and they're in my PC. So, good games to Ninja. We actually still made the semifinals, and my match is against the one and only Showtime. So I will be playing that soon. I don't know exactly when I need to hit him up. I actually need to hit him up right now. So, but we're gonna cut it there. That is it for today's episode. Oh, actually, we have some boosters open. Let's open up these boosters first. What do I have in daily? Watcher feature Duel. Will? Oh, okay. All right. You guys ready for this? About to get 70 gems. Here we go. No, I didn't. Okay. We have a rainbow. We have a Carmenite. We're going to get 50 Carmenite, and we're going to pull an EX, and it's going to be, I don't know, something I don't have. Hopefully. 5 Carmenite. Not working out so far. All right, 1 spin for good luck. Lucario, bring me an EX. Let's go. Okay, and we just get a rare, and it's just a Wigglytuff. But there we go, guys. We're going to cut it there. I hope you guys had a great weekend. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.